The government is moving ahead with the implementation of its National Health Insurance Plan, which is designed to give Bahamians from all walks of life access to universal health care. And while most are in favor of the plan, still many are questioning how it will work. RCS Scatterley spoke to two professionals spearheading the process, seeking the answers to some of those burning questions.
Implementation of government's National Health Insurance Plan is expected to be rolled out in its entirety in 4 phases, with the first being registration. The second phase, which will focus on primary care and diagnostic services, will be launched during the second quarter of this year. In this phase, registrants will have to choose a primary care provider and a health administrator. Deputy Chief Medical Officer Dr. DeLon Brennan confirmed that government has allocated approximately $100 million to facilitate this phase annually, which means right now no contributions are required for Bahamians to access these services. Dr. Brennan, who is the project manager for NHI, also explained how the other 2 phases will work.
Next, you'll have those high-level services that have been identified through primary care that you need in the population. So if it is identified that we have a high burden of a particular type of disease or a particular type of intervention that is necessary, then those will be addressed and there will be funding in order to provide those services to Bahamians who fit the guidelines and the criteria to access those services. Then that will be rolled out next. Then you'll get what we refer to as our full benefit package. That will then be rolled out as phase 4.
Permanent Secretary in the Cabinet Office with responsibility for national health insurance, Peter DeVoe Isaac, stressed that Bahamians are in need of good quality health care and believes NHI could greatly assist in Bahamians having access to the highest attainable standard of health possible. As it stands, DeVoe Isaacs doesn't believe enough people have access to universal health care because they simply can't afford it. And based on these indicators, DeVoe Isaacs underscored the need for intervention in which NHI's implementation will play a crucial role.
National health insurance is a very important component of a larger policy initiative designed to deliver better health care. Bahamians suffer from a very, very unhealthy lifestyle. We have the statistics to show that we are among the world's leading nations for diabetes, prevalence of diabetes. We're one of the most overweight people in the world.
Meantime, emphasis will be placed on education in the coming days on the benefits of national health insurance so that all Bahamians will be able to improve the level of access they receive in universal health care coverage. C.S. Scatterley, ZNS Network News.
The National Training Agency is preparing to take on its 6th group of trainees. According to the director of the agency, it's filling a void by training young people who may not have the traditional academic qualifications but are marketable. Janaea Noel Ferguson has this update.
Unemployment for youth in the country remains at its highest, around 30%. Officials from the National Training Agency, however, are being proactive in training young people with the necessary skills needed to find employment. Employers often lament that while jobs are available, young people do not have the necessary skills or qualifications to fill them.
Because I think if we weren't doing what we are doing, the unemployment rate would have been higher. From January to September of last year, we were able to place 79 full-time people in the workforce.
The NTA was established in July 2013 and since that time has trained some 2,000 young people between the ages of 16 and 25. Marcel said during that time a significant amount of trainees have been able to find stable employment.
I would say over 50% that we can account for of those young people we have trained have gotten jobs full-time.
Now, the agency is preparing for a new session this February. According to Marcel, new career paths will also be explored that she believes will help to create more new jobs for Bahamians.
And then we're going to do something that I think is going to be very meaningful for us, which is domestic housekeeping. I still believe that we give out too many work permits to foreign workers. And I know there are a lot of negatives that we tend to associate with the Bahamians, but I can tell you, as a result of what the National Training Agency has been doing, employers are telling us that they're seeing a difference in the attitude, in the mindset of these young people who are coming into the workplace.
And while the NTA has received overwhelming support from the private sector in terms of hiring, the director is hoping that the public sector will seek more young people.
I challenge the government where it has entry-level positions. These young people should be hired.
Registration for the NTA continues this month. Interested persons are asked to bring their proof of Bahamian citizenship at the NTA headquarters on Gladstone Road to participate. Janae Noel Ferguson, ZNS Network News.
Clubland employees who reportedly haven't been paid for more than 20 weeks have reportedly received paychecks for September of 2015. This after their employer also reportedly failed to pay Christmas bonuses and monies from the maids' escrow fund. Breakfast cook Ida Mae Bromwell said she learned that some workers received paychecks when she reported for duty.
That some of the staff got a paycheck yesterday, which was for the 29th of September 2015. Well, I was not here to work, and at that time I was not to work. I decided to take about 2.5 months off because they said if you want to take it off, if you can't deal with it, I had other things to do. So I decided to take that time off to focus on what I have to do. And when you look at, 22 weeks, and you're going to give me 1 week check, that even can't go to the landlord. And it's only for 3 days. Most persons are working 3 days, 2 days. You might have managers are working 5.
Now, we contacted the manager at Clubland, Prince Ellis, for comment, but he declined. Meantime, Labor Minister Shane Gibson says the 40 employees can file a trade dispute in the matter.
I think Clubland has been in trouble for some time now. I think it's about maybe 2 years ago I met with employees where they expressed the same concerns. I met with the owners who had said at that time that they had intended to carry out some major renovations. From my understanding, the resort itself is not in good condition. And employees continue to go to work every day, sometimes not being paid in months, as what is happening right now. And so I think the best thing that the employees can do is to file a trade dispute with the Department of Labor, and then we can take it from there.